toutes et bienvenue sur Narlex in Game. On se retrouve pour du Thronebreaker. On continue toujours sous cette pluie infâme. Et je pense que je vais même jamais en sortir en fait de cette pluie. Bon, nous allons continuer. Ah, vers une bataille. Voilà, tout simplement. Ouais. Une bataille standard. Bon. Va falloir encore bien réfléchir, je pense.
Varou?
Bon, on va essayer de jouer comme ça. Voir ce que ça donne.
Again and again and again.
Hi ho, hi ho!
On va attendre encore.
Discipline, that is what you folk lack. Watch your heads!
C'est pas ce que je voulais faire.
When will you ever learn?
We're the best regiment in the whole plowing north!
Mais pas du tout.
Ah, should've listened to me old lady. Oh God!
Putain, si je joue gros maintenant, ça fait chier pour la suite.
As ordered. Scoia'tael! Attack! No time for that!
Putain, il passe. Bon bah ça, il faut que je le garde.
Never had your kneecaps broken! Very gloire.
Allez. On commence par ça. Moi aussi je
Catch!
Je brûle tout.
My boots got sand aplenty in them.
For Mahagam! In retrouve!
Je vais attendre un peu. Je dois jouer une carte. Bah, je vais jouer ça. Allez, je vais jouer une carte du cimetière.
Wise choice.
Voilà. Et là, je vais les envoyer en enfer. chose d'assez impressionnant.
Looking to dance, mate?
Allez, je termine mon tour.
Quiet, or the commissar will hear.
Coin never stinks, no matter how rank the pouch.
Brach! Scheiß! In! Zwei!
Je vais attendre une carte encore.
Off to the front yet again.
Je vais les déplacer en haut.
Bigger they are, easier they are to target.
Et je passe 103 à 62. Est-ce que c'est la win?
Quiet, or the commissar will hear.
Oui. Putain que j'en ai chié. Ouais, bah ouais. C'est pas facile. C'était pas facile. Alors, ouais. Alors niveau carte, on va monter. On prend voilà. Et on finira ici. Allez, on monte. Qu'est-ce que c'est, madame? Nos éclaireurs indiquent que d'importantes richesses se trouvent dans ce taudis abandonné. On engrouille de vermine au soleil noir de sang. Cause des sangsues. Des asticots, des chauves-souris sont accrochés. D'accord. C'est pas grave.
Entering the swamp's easy. Troubles.
Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça? Putain, ils font des sacrifices.
In the distance, Meave spotted a spindle-like shape, which soon proved an enormous, dark obelisk. It stood in the middle of a wetland clearing. Dozens of iron rings dangled from its shaft, clinking and rattling in gusts of wind. Cows, donkeys, and dogs were gathered round the stone, all tied to the rings by ropes. Their hides showed many shallow cuts, seeping blood, festering, drawing mosquitoes in swarms.
Oh, c'est dégueulasse.
A number across the clearing, folk emerged from the woods, a handful of peasants with a mule in tow. The beast resisted, stomped and planted its hooves, perhaps sensing its gruesome fate. The queen decided to question the peasants, and soon learned the animals were their sacrifice to the swamp gods.
They're all about, dearie. Very close. Oh, very, very close.
The toothless old woman whispered.
They hide neath murky waters. Can't feed when they hear the drip drip of blood. The gods look kindly on those what make an offering.
I know nothing of your gods,
Said the queen.
and if they demand such ghastly tribute, I don't wish to know anything.
Then take care, dearie.
Replied the old shrew.
For what the gods aren't given, they take. Venture not into Iskith. Avoid the fruit of its trees. And beware the one they call Gurna Cora.
Meave nodded, raised a hand and gave the signal to march. As the force moved on, there was mumbling in the ranks. Then all shuddered when the swamp's continuous drone was interrupted by the mule's inhuman wailing as the peasants carved bits of skin from its flesh.
Ouais, mais ça nourrit en fait des... Ça nourrit des morts, des bêtes... des bêtes du marais en fait, ce qu'ils font. Puis comme ça ils sont pas attaqués. Parce qu'ils ont plus faim. Voilà. Bon, il y a un petit château là-bas. Je vais y aller. Putain. On peut être fier quand même d'y aller.
In Angren, all decomposes, be it dead or very much alive. Rot blights trees, seeping sores torment beasts, and the whole swamp emits the acrid, stifling stench of decay. So when, in the swamp's distant corner, the Lyrians caught whiffs of smoke and roasted meat, they stopped dead in their tracks. The scouts followed their noses to a clearing framed by a palisade. Through the gaps in the posts, they spotted a small fort.
Any banners upon it? Whose do you see?
Asked the Queen.
There aren't none, your grace. Not one golden sun, not one silver lily.
Meve gave the gate a few solid knocks with her shield. Moments later, a dozen armed men appeared atop the rampart. The one who led them wore a beard.
Oh, direct.
Who are you?
Ah non.
Why are you here?
I'm Meve, Queen of Lyria and Rivia. At war with Nilfgaard, I ventured into these swamps.
Is there a war on? Hey, that's news. Certainly, but little concern to me. The name's Gimpy Gerwin and I rule these lands.
Is that so? As conferred upon you by whom?
By me! Angren's a good bit larger than folk think. And no dukes or emperor's fingers stand to reach its every corner. Thus I just up and took this particular nook. Made it mine.
D'accord.
So let's parley, Meve. One ruler to another. At the risk of being blunt, I don't care who wins this war. But I want to be in good standing with whoever does.
Ce qui va de soi.
So, I offer you a fire at which to warm your limbs. Also, a place at my table and beds for you to rest. On condition, you pledge to me one very small thing. To respect the sacred laws of hospitality.
Bah,
So be it. I do solemnly swear before the gods and my ancestors that we shall honor all the laws of hospitality.
ouais, mais c'est quoi?
Then you're most welcome inside.
Je sais pas pourquoi, je me dis qu'il y a un combat dans pas longtemps.
The fort was simple, built of logs, covered with thatch. Oh, but inside, it was warm, dry. Hot, steaming dishes were piled upon platters, the tables beneath them bent from their weight. Smiles appeared on her soldiers' drained faces, and Meve's spirits were lifted at last. Gerwin proved a cordial host, and eagerly shared both food and tales. He'd led a mercenary band, and they'd stumbled into Angren, discovered a land unclaimed by any feudal lord. He'd erected the fort, then united the surrounding villages under his very own rule.
The folk here are savage, defiant.
He said, sipping wine.
I keep them on a tight lead for their own good. Elsewise they'd slit your throat first chance they got.
D'accord.
Late that night, Meve went to see if her mare had been dressed. In the stable, she happened on a farmhand. Recognizing the Queen, the man fell to his knees and averted his eyes. Meve noticed a strange object dangling from a rope around his neck. A human hand half rotted to the bone.
What?
C'est quoi
What
ça?
is that?
My wife's hand, your grace.
Stammered the peasant.
Lord Gerwin caught her sneaking some grub. Scraps, really. Took her and told me to wear it, so I'd remember what happens when...
Meve left the stable without uttering another word. She went straight to the servants' barracks. In the pale glow of her torch, she looked over the peasants, all terrified, all with fresh, bleeding wounds. The queen felt rage rise inside her. The queen reached for her sword, but she'd taken an oath, so her hand paused on the hilt. Gerwin was cruel, deserved to be punished. But Maeve would not do the deed. The queen blew her horn, woke her men from sweet slumber. She ordered them to assemble. They would march out at once. Gerwin rushed out, confused, to ask what had happened. Maeve gave no answer, save to spit at his boots.
D'accord. Voilà. C'est tout. Bah du coup... Bon, après le casse-tête fini, on continue. Le pont, blabla, blabla, ok. On passe par où? Par en haut.
Your Majesty? Are you well?
Yes. Yes, but the stench.
Tu m'étonnes, ça doit être horrible. Alors, allez. Putain, on passe deux casse-têtes en même temps. Qu'est-ce qui va m'arriver sur la gueule? Ah. Je crois que j'ai deux chemins à prendre. Bah, va falloir que j'aille en haut. Attends, même pas. Qu'est-ce que je fais? Au pire, je commence par le bas, vu que la sortie est là, autant que je fasse tout le bas avant. Allez, on va faire un tour à la plage.
Maeve rode at the front, her eyes fixed on the ground, and thus spotted the pit masked by leaves and branches. She tugged hard on her reins and steered her mount to the side. Alas, the cavalrymen behind her did not follow her lead. Leaves rustled, boughs snapped, and the horseman crashed to the pit's bottom, snapping his neck. Moments later, it was clear who'd set the trap, when the forest came alive and a cry rang out.
Les sans honneur. Bataille est portée.
It's a trap! Rally to me!
Order!
Hold up, je crois pas. Il va mourir de madame.
I smell a leak.
Allez, mangez. Une bande de lard.
Alba!
On prend une embuscade.
Bigger they are, easier they are to target.
On peut pas le jouer tout de suite.
Is
Holy
that
shit.
why?
Your life is mine now.
J'ai rien compris là. En parricide. Ok, inflige un ennemi un nombre de points de dégâts équivalent au nombre total d'unités ennemies. Là il y en a 4. D'accord. Forcer un ennemi à infliger au guerrier disgrâce un nombre de points de dégâts équivalent à sa force. Infliger 3 points de dégâts à la main et à 2 ennemis. Chaque fois, d'accord. C'est assez spécial du coup.
Water as a poison.
Bon, d'accord. On s'est tapé une embuscade, fait quand même mal. Mais là, je vais quand même m'en sortir.
Gloire!
J'ai tous les dégagés.
This harvest, we'll be reaping black-clad heads.
Horrible.
Wise choice.
C'est ça qui m'énerve, c'est les ordres en fait là. Je suis vraiment axé dans l'ordre et du coup ça fait chier.
Trouvez ni gloire!
Thing about slings, they hide well.
Elherter.
It's not too late to walk away.
Yes.
I'll relieve you of that pouch.
Là, ça va faire mal. 228. Ce n'est pas rien. Holy shit. Le truc qui fait bien casser les couilles, quoi.
Ha ha! Leave it to us.
Ouais, ça prend quand même de damage.
Excellent, Seisel!
Je suis un peu obligé.
Getting to work.
C'est pas grave. C'est pas grave. Je passe quand même. J'aurais pu le finir en fait.
My prescription, a bit of bloodletting.
Enfin bon, c'est pas grave, j'ai gagné quand même.
Retreat! Fall back!
Allez. Bande de lâches.
Caught between Lyrian hammer and Skelligan stone, Nilfgaard was shattered, destroyed. The victors now stood eyeing each other. These islanders were not like those Meve had met before. They wore no armor and carried no shields. At their fore stood a man as stout as an ox and bald as an ancient ghoul. His men called him Arnulf, the patricide.
I thank you for your aid, Arnulf,
said Meve, extending a hand.
Aid, she says. Aid? Do you hear that, mates?
The Skelligers exchanged glances, then erupted in roaring laughter.
Not here to help yous, not at all. We're after killing.
Join me and you shall have your fill.
Join nuisance? Just who the hell are you?
Meve, Queen of Rivia and Lyria.
Meve?
Arnulf said, his tone sobering.
I know the name. Lippy Goodman called ye bold, praised your courage to the high heaven. So be it. We'll follow you into fire, wench. Just let us taste of blood. Grant us a death worthy of heroes.
Meve couldn't help but smile, then nodded to accept. The Lyrians stepped aside as tattooed warriors joined their ranks.
Ouh. Ok, j'ai gagné beaucoup de cartes, du coup. Du coup, ça c'est le camp. Le camp d'escalage. Bon bah écoutez, on va s'arrêter là pour cet épisode. Merci d'avoir regardé cette vidéo. N'oubliez pas de mettre un j'aime et de vous abonner bien sûr. Allez, on se dit à la prochaine. Bye bye.